Hello, everybody. Once again, it is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Thank you so much for watching. We're back in studio doing a recorded episode tonight with Knuckles and T-Wrecks. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share, leave a comment if you would. If you want to help support the show, it's $ American Doofus, all one word. And if you want to email me, it's americandufus@gmail.com. So Knuckles, T-Rex, how we doing tonight, guys?
Doing all right. How about you?
Good, man. Thank you.
Hanging in there. All
Hey,
right.
Knuckles.
Salute, Rex. How are you?
All right, man.
Let's get with the topic that first comes to mind. You were angry, Knuckles, and now you're just Knuckles. What happened with Angry Viking? I've gotten so many emails saying, "Hey, what happened with Viking? What's Knuckles got to say about Viking? What happened?"
Well, you know, so I had taken a step away from a lot of the streamers that I was following for quite a while. You know, probably good month and a half, 2 months or so. And just needed to step away and clear my mind, and you know, I'd still get on, watch your stream and so on, but I noticed that everything would just, you know, it was almost like Viking Dylan, whatever you want to call him, it's almost like he fell off the face of the earth. And you know, so he had made his own I guess you want to say platform for people to go on. It was almost like a Facebook. And, you know, from what I understand, they poured everything they had into it. I didn't really understand how to use it, so I didn't go on much. All of a sudden, I go on another person's stream and we get talking, not too long ago, about last week or whatever, and I'm getting told from many people that had the angry in front of their name, they no longer have it. From my understanding, Viking had went to TikTok and was doing workout videos. I guess he stopped that, and it's my understanding from, you know, what you hear through the grapevine per se is that he took everybody's money and no one ever heard from him. Even Dale, which was the guy that, you know, he was the brains per se. He did all the computer stuff.
He was like the Silver Fox or something, right?
Yes. So Dale, or Silver Fox, from my understanding, he got left high and dry with the platform. I do know, you know, I had told you, like, I think I told you that they, for a while, they were only able to do cryptocurrency.
Right.
And that was due to after January 6th. It just seemed like it even went more downhill from there. No matter, let's see, they got blocked from like Cashapp, PayPal. Once they seen Dylan Stevens' name or the other guy, they'd close the account and they wouldn't allow him to do business like that. And they went ahead and you know, from there, I guess he took the money and ran. Okay. People are calling him a scammer. People are you know, saying that he's not a, you know, good person like everybody thought he was. He's not what everybody thought he is. And I guess he just dropped off the face of the earth. No one's heard of him. He won't even reach back out to Dale. So I guess he left Dale high and dry with the website. And from my understanding, Dale has put all his life savings into this and is doing everything he can to keep it up and running. Was he involved in January 6th? Was he at the Capitol? No. No,
Okay.
he wasn't.
All right.
No, I know that for a fact.
Okay. All right.
I do know that they there was some people that were not him or Dale or anything. There was people that we've known, that was in the chats and stuff, that I guess that was there, but none of them actually went in the Capitol or even on the steps of the Capitol. They watched everything from the street.
Okay.
Because in their words, they weren't stupid enough to get into that. They didn't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
So I took, to sum it all up, I took the angry off of my name because I am not going to be associated with anybody who does what I heard he does. Now, should I, if he was to come on and do a live and try to explain himself, I'd listen. But at the end of the day, I don't support any type of fraud. I don't support any type of, using any type of people to get money, and I'm just not down for it, and I won't associate myself with it. So that's why I took it away.
T-Rex, you want to jump in?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, congratulations, Knuckles, for taking the anger off your name, man. That's awesome, man. Because I'll tell you what, I watched the suspected white supremacist Angry Viking for a while, and I realized how full of shit he was a long time ago. And he's such a liar. And he had that Mappa tour. Him and Dale and all them guys invested all their money in that Mappa tour to Florida. Oh, there's gonna be 16,000 people show up. Oh, it's gonna be the hugest fucking thing ever. Oh, 23 people fucking showed up, and those guys sunk all their money in there. And that's when I knew and realized that guy was a joke. So I mean, he's out of here. And thank God for taking that off your name.
He reminded me, and I talked about it back then. He reminded me of a championship wrestler, that he was and sell t-shirts and then go home. That's kind of what Louisville became. So
and let me tell you something else. He gets a check from the military every month too, so he's not hurting for money. It's a shame, like I said, I've listened to him, and
I'm
what's
sorry,
the deal? No, I'm sorry. What was that?
It's just, it's sad that if you got enough money, why
sad? You can only lie so long,
If you got enough money, why are you on here asking for money from people? If I had enough money to keep doing this stuff, I wouldn't care about commercials. I wouldn't care about sponsors. I wouldn't care about nothing. I wouldn't ever be asking for money. But I've got to because I don't, but I don't want sponsors. I don't want commercials. I just won't be able to get by. So it upsets me when I find out that people are scamming. And the Black Lives Matter leader supposedly now has gone on like bought a mansion and gone on $1 million shopping spree and stuff, and that just that's wrong. It's just wrong in my opinion.
You know why? Do you know why?
Do I know why it's wrong?
No. Do you know why it's happening? Is because the leader of the BLM with the little organization making all this money and the Cadillac commercials and everything else, is because she's first, second generation immigrant from the Caribbean. She has no slave lineage. She has no blood in the soil. So they come over here and they set up these asshole organizations and wait for killings of Black Americans to capitalize on it. They're not like us. We're two different Black people.
Okay.
Preach, man, preach. And
that is so. Not only do Black people have to deal with assholes like that, we have Asians that attacking us, white people attacking us. We got so many people coming, the Latinos. But let's rewind, okay? That's just one example. Me Too movement, same thing. Tarana Burke, she is not first generation American. She has no lineage here on the soil. She's also from like Nigeria or some damn where. And these people come over here and they start these organizations to make us look bad, and that's not our culture. But when you look from the outside looking in, white people, whoever see these assholes, they think it's us, and we don't operate like that. Benjamin Crump, for one example.
I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of not realizing that there was a difference between the.
And I'm trying to put it out there as much as I can right now, and it's something that nobody, maybe less than a handful of people are talking about right now, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. The entire Congressional Black Caucus is full of them. There's not one Black person on the American Black Caucus that has lineage from this country. They're all first, second generation immigrants.
Is that
and
right?
They don't represent us, period. That's why they're always trying to downgrade reparations. They're always the first ones to push it down because you know why? They don't qualify.
Wow. I did not know that. I learn something every time I do the show, you know, and I'm learning tonight. I had no idea.
You know, T-Rex, I have a question because and I'd like to know if you agree or not. I feel like the organization BLM, I feel like they only make noise and do something if it's either for a Black person that gets shot by the police or if it's a Black criminal. But if it's like a 7-year-old child that got killed by a shooting, for instance, there was just a little child that got shot in a McDonald's drive-thru.
That's my next topic.
I don't.
Okay, so
them
I
out
just
there
explained that.
anything.
I just explained that.
Okay, let me explain it real quick. All right. It was in Chicago, the Chicago area. A rapper, his name is, he goes by Richway Tilla. He's from the street, the Richway Street. He was a member supposedly of the Vice Lords. And his real name's John Ten, Jonten, I believe, Adams. He's 29 years old. His daughter was Jaslyn, Jaslyn. And he, 3 days prior, there was a YouTube video of him and his rap partner, Bully Bino, B-I-N-O, literally defecating and pissing on the grave of someone that they considered their opposition. And then 2 days before, and
guess what?
And
I
then
guarantee they're first, second generation immigrants too. They're not. I'm telling you, man.
And then 2 days before that, there's a video on YouTube of him pissing on another op, OPP for opposition, another op's grave, and he's got a gun, you know, like this, pointing at the camera as he's standing by the monument, pissing on his opposition's grave. And then 2 days later, he's in a McDonald's drive-through with his 7-year-old daughter. A car pulls up, 2 men jump out, and they just absolutely unload on the car. 6 bullets going into the little girl, one going into the torso of the 29-year-old father. And I'm going to see if I should have. There's a tweet that he put out after that.
Was there a flag next to the tweet?
I'm sorry?
Was there a flag next to the tweet? Was it an American flag or was it a flag from another country next to his tweet? A lot of times people put flags next to their tweet.
I don't remember seeing a flag next to it, but it was such, I mean, the tweet was like, you know, gosh, so many celebrities and so many famous people are reaching out to me after what happened to my baby girl. And, you know, and it was just like, it was almost like he was capitalizing off of it.
Stupid shit.
In my opinion. And it was kind of sickening. And that was my next
Yeah, so
topic. Do you?
he probably is not. He's not. Those people have no value for civil rights. They don't give a shit about MLK, including Kamala Harris. Okay, she's another anchor baby we're having issues with. Period. And that's just what it comes down to. They're not like us. They didn't build this country. They come over here and eat off of us. Period. And I hate to sound like that, but it is a truth. It is a truth. And it's something that we cannot turn a blind eye on. It's a problem.
It is a problem because for those, and I'm not even going to just say white people, but anybody who is not educated or realize that they make all Black people look bad. They make, all of them look the same and they're not the same. And that's what people need to realize.
Monolithic thinking. It's monolithic thinking. We've got it so much in our culture that if one Black person does it, all Black people are like that. If one white person does it, all white people are like that. That's dangerous into itself. But what about this gangster culture?
Well, you asking me?
Yes.
I think the gang culture has gotten better. I think that the gangs have really, most in gangs have realized that what the common enemy is, especially in California. You look at those guys out in California, used to have the blood, used to have the Crips, but they've dropped it. They know who the common enemy is. They know the common enemy is LAPD. So they've dropped their shit. They still got their colors and everything, but they realize out there in the West Coast what time it is.
Okay. All right.
Now, when people go to, people throw out Chicago all the damn time.
I know. And Chicago,
now, the numbers show, if I'm not mistaken, that there were 700 total murders in Chicago.
Yeah.
White and Black.
It wasn't even in the top 10.
Yeah, it was like white and Black, but there's 810,000 Black people in Chicago. And so I don't want those numbers are just, is it bad? Yeah, nobody should get murdered, but out of 810,000, you got, whatever, 500, 600, even if you had 1,000, it's still not blown up like the media is propaganda. It's propaganda.
Right. And
I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning a little child getting riddled with bullets.
But what you are doing is expressing that it's not all Black people.
No.
Which is what Knuckles was saying. It gives the impression that all Black people and you're pointing it out with numbers.
Unbecoming, it needs to be checked. Are these people from here? Are they from another country? Are they anchor babies? I hate to use that terminology, but it is what it is. My family was brought over here. That's the difference. They come from a land where their mind is already conquered by white supremacy. We've always fought against white supremacy here on the United States, all the way from the 60s and the slave revolts. So it's just a different mentality. They come over here defeated already, and they get with white supremacy in order to undermine us as Black people. White supremacy uses them as tools, like Little Nas X, for example, is a prime example of a tool for white supremacy, trying to paint the picture that males are out there twerking on the devil. And that's a prime example. Okay.
Because I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask about.
Not one of us. We don't claim that guy. He's not one of us. He's another anchor baby.
Okay. Knuckles, come on.
No, he's speaking facts. It's just, the terminology he uses, it's a little funny, but he's speaking facts, and it definitely needs to be put out there. And I just give it all to T-Rex for doing that, because I have talked to people who think they see one thing and they think, all of them are the same. And even I have to tell them, not all Black people are the same, just like all white people are the same. And looking at it in a term that you put it tonight, T-Rex, where, there's second and third generation. I never even looked at it like that. I always just looked at it as they're not, you all ain't the same. All Black people are different. But when you put it that way, I understand, it's a little bit more eye-opening. to tell the difference, I guess.
And spread the word on it, man. Not too many people know about it, not too many people talking about it. So spread the word as much as you can, Knuckles.
Absolutely. I
All
for
right.
sure will.
All right.
Put it out there.
The next
And
thing.
let me tell you one more thing too, is that
Yeah.
there's never been a second, third generation black person in the White House. Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, Colin Powell, Eric Holder, both of them were, their parents were from different countries and when they were born here or whatever the case may be. So there, nobody in the White House has ever been, you know, like
There's
has
never
any-
actually been, there's never actually been, I'm not sure what is there a specific term for the members of the black population that have been brought over here?
foundational black Americans.
Foundational Black Americans. Okay, so there's never been a foundational Black American serving in the executive branch.
No, not including Barack Obama. His family, his dad was from Nigeria, and his mother family owned slaves, so it disqualifies him. He wouldn't be qualified for reparations. He wouldn't qualify.
Let's talk. That wasn't my next topic, but let's talk reparations for a minute. Because the perception of the majority of the white population is that all blacks are going to be eligible for reparations, and if reparations, as it is in Congress right now, you have to have lineage back to direct lineage back to Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Am I explaining that right?
It would have to be lineage. And they have this down. I guess they got some property documents that the government has apparently from what families were property in the United States at one point in time is what it would come back to. And they have that through the census, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. Is, you know, what the property was, but I lost my train of thought. It's a mess, but what was the question again?
How would it be determined which members of the black population actually qualified for reparations?
Like I said, just like what I said with the census, everything else, and who was property, family lines who were property back from whatever 1619. You know, you can trace that. You got, you know, ancestry DNA is one way. But let me tell you something. Biden just dropped $6 billion on illegal immigrants. So don't tell me that they don't have the money for it, because this guy just did that. And these guys are not even American citizens. It's not, and they're called illegal for a reason. Now you take care of your own people first. If you're a good person, you don't worry about people coming into this country. Now he's trying to replace the black vote with Latino vote. That's why he keeps flooding them in, because he knows we're not voting for Democrat anymore, because we see it through the bullshit. And they know that. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And
that's what Republicans are saying to older white people too. That, you know,
I'm not even one, by the way. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican.
I'm not saying, no, I'm just saying that the Republicans are saying the same thing. The reason they're bringing in as many immigrants as they are is to replace voters. And in Arizona, they're talking about purging everyone that voted early in the last election, removing them from the rolls and making them all re-register.
Yeah, so we're in a real funk here, where the Constitution is completely useless. You can't. The Constitution is nothing but toilet paper anymore. And if we don't put a stop, if we can't recognize that now, we're in a funk.
Yeah.
We let this continue to go on. It's a funk.
All right. I was curious because of, you know, when I saw it was Arizona. Now also in Florida, they have they're trying to pass a law that makes rioting a felony.
Yeah, that means you'll be able to shoot black people is basically what that means. That's in so many words that it's illegal. If you're white, it's legal to shoot black people if you think they're rioting. If they're walking around and more than 3 black people or 4 people are walking around, that's considered a riot or protest. You can shoot them. That's all that means.
That's my whole point of this, is that I've been talking the past week a lot about framing, a lot about how you frame an argument or a position. And this is the framing of anybody that's protesting is a rioter. And it's putting at the police discretion who you charge
So you
with
killed
rioting.
5 black men while they were rioting, and then all they were doing is walking down the street. You know, that's basically you heard it here first. You're going to see that. You're going to see it a lot in Florida.
That's my concern about it. Now the other one was the other laws in Oklahoma, and I don't remember what it was.
I heard of Oklahoma. I heard of Ohio. Columbus? No.
No, there was a protesters law and just signed in Oklahoma, and I can't remember what it was right off the top of my head. It'll come to me. But the next thing I'm curious about, when police pull you over, let's start with Knuckles. If you get pulled over by the police, what's going through your head?
Not much. Just, trying to get out of a ticket. I've never been put in a predicament where I was a fugitive or had a I never got put, let's put it this way. I was never in a predicament where things could escalate too quickly. The closest I ever got to, I thought if something was going to escalate was they had a speed trap on the highway and the speed was 55 and the police officer tried to say he clocked me doing over 100. And I mean, he literally stepped out into, it's a 3-lane highway. He stepped out all the way into the first lane and almost got hit just to tell me to pull over. He was on the side of the road. But, that was the only time that I felt that, because he walked up to the car like he wanted to rip me out and chew my head off. But I've never really been put in a predicament where I had anything that would make me get out of the car, put your hands up type stuff. So nothing major really goes through my head.
The first thing, you just said what's going through your head is, how do I get out of this ticket? How do I get out of this ticket? T-Wrecks, you get pulled over by the police. What's the first thing going through your head?
First thing going through my head is all my shit right to where this guy has a reason to pull me over. And then the second thing is taking my phone and putting it in the passenger seat and putting it on film. And then the second thing is getting my insurance, which is current, out. My insurance is current, my driver's license out. And when I give it to them, if there's any other bullshit other than that, then we're going down a fucking different path. You understand? So the video's going. My registration, my insurance and registration is current. Here you go, officer. And whatever he pulled me over for, but if it goes beyond that, like some other bullshit, I already know. And I'm not trying to get killed by these Nazis out here. So you just take me in. I'm not saying anything. You handcuff me, you take me in. But we're not gonna, you're not gonna shoot me here on the side of the road.
Okay.
Because I'd be a prisoner of war. But believe me, we're at war right now. We are at war. So that's how I look at myself, as a prisoner of war. Handcuff me, take me in. And I'm not saying anything. That's what a true soldier would do. That's all it is. But here's my registration. Here's my current insurance. Everything's up to date. Camera's rolling over here. He don't know. He may or may not see that. If I have a passenger, they're filming. If I have a passenger, But I'm just cool. I'm cool with it. I get pulled over. Everything's cool till the bullshit starts. If bullshit starts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've met a lot of cool cops. I've met a lot of asshole cops. I've met a lot of cool cops.
The reason I brought
met more cool cops than asshole cops, but the asshole cops were over the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calling them assholes is nice.
The reason
I just take it easy. If I get pulled over, he's doing his job, whatever. If I got a tail light out I don't know about, let me know. I'll get it fixed. But
Yeah.
let me tell you this funny story. I did have a tail light go out in my car, and I couldn't. My key fob quit working, and my trunk would not open, and it allowed me to change the tail light. So I had to always. I carried it around for like 2 weeks for a light. So if I ever got pulled over, I'd be like, show the cop, I got the light, man. I just can't get my trunk.
Yeah.
But it is. I'm still here. Haven't been shot by any cops yet, but they're on a fucking rampage right now. So.
Now that we're talking about police, I also have so I had an opinion about something, and I wanted to know yours, T-Rex. And I think Doofus was the one that asked me this one show. But my opinion, the way I felt that the police could help with the Black community is maybe have it where only Black cops are in the Black community. This way here, there is no issue with if something does go down, it's a white supremacy problem. You know what I mean? It's almost like your own policing your own, but it would be just Black police. And I thought that might eliminate some problems, might make some Black people feel more comfortable. I don't know. That was just something I put out there. I was just wondering what your thoughts were, I guess.
My thoughts on that are just make the police, simple as this, make the police like the fire department. We need you, we'll call you. You sit your ass in the fucking building, so we call you. And I think that cut out a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Cops have never, that you can't count on one hand. Now, this incident in Ohio, I believe that cop saved that woman's life, that shot that chick with the knife or whatever. I truly believe that was a good shot, a good call. But other than that, I have never seen the cops be there to save somebody's life other than that situation. You know what I mean? So stay in the building. When we need you, we'll call you. We don't need you waiting to pull us over for whatever the case may be. I understand that's part of your job. The state's got you out there looking for tail lights out and all this other bullshit. But if you do that, we call you when we need you. You sit in the firehouse, sit in the police house. I think things will calm down a little bit. And I think the people.
That's the thing, right? If something happens in the neighborhood. Well, see, that's the thing. Something happens in the neighborhood, and say me and you live in the same neighborhood, and we're out there, bickering back and forth, and we might get into a scrapple. And then you got nosy Betty up on the 3rd floor, 2 houses up the street that looked out her window and getting all nervous or getting in people's business. And the first thing she does is pick up the phone and call the police. Well, how they just got a call. Now they got to respond. They go there, and obviously some are out to look for trouble and some are, just there to do their job. And that's the thing is it's hard. I do think it's hard for some cops to just sit back and like you said, wait for that call. If you do have people in the community that's going to continue to call them whenever something goes down, it's hard for you guys to, try to hash out the problem yourself if the nosy people of the neighborhood are going to bring the cops involved.
Well, here's an example of, a white privilege, I should say, but if we're both live in the city and it's a predominantly Black city, and you come at me with a knife and I blow you away with my 9mm, the cops are going to show up and blow me away, even though you were the assailant. You were the attacker. But
that's wrong. That's wrong. If I'm the attacker, they shouldn't be going after you for it.
That's why everybody benefits from white privilege and white supremacy. Everybody does. That is white, whether they know it or not. Like Barry said the other night, some people don't even know it, but they do.
Yeah, see, and I'll admit that. I guess I'm not gonna say I'm ignorant to the fact. I'm gonna say I'm probably blind from the fact, because I still don't see myself as having white privilege, but that's just what I see. Maybe I'm not understanding it right. I don't know. I just don't see it. So I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say I'm ignorant. I'm just gonna say I'm blind to the fact.
We have sometimes in white culture, we have a definition of privilege in our head. And in our head, privilege may mean the elite. And we're not in the elite, but we are privileged compared to those in the minorities. Is that a decent way of putting it?
Everybody's different. I mean, I know white people that racism is completely off their radar until you see a damn cop on somebody's knee on the TV. Then it's in there, they don't, other than that, that's all further the same for their mind. Really, really good people,
Yeah.
Now, there's some people that say one thing and turn around and they practice I know people also who act nice and they turn around and practice white supremacy on an active level. I've been telephone dialed by individuals at work that I can hear them and their words when I'm not around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So
sad.
my phone is kind of dying out here, guys.
Okay. All right. I just want to get back to that. You, T-Rex, did you say that you felt that what happened in Columbus to the 15-year-old girl was a proper action by the police?
I think that he saved the lady's life. That was because she was lunging forward with that knife. And I've been attacked with knives before as well. So yeah, that was there's no good, but as far as me ever seeing a cop save somebody's life, that was it. Other than that, they're not there to save anybody's life.
Okay.
That was a rarity,
All right.
I know you overemphasize that. I don't want you to overemphasize me saying that.
I'm not. No, because I am not for sure. Okay. I personally am not for sure whether it was a good police action or a bad police action. Because it's hard for me to tell.
That was like the textbook cop save of a life. That was, to me, that was, I've never seen it before, and I probably will never see it again in my lifetime, but that was, yeah.
Okay.
I feel it was a justified shooting. That's the way I look at it.
He did his job.
I was going to ask you next, Knuckles. So you felt it was justified. Okay. I know your battery's dying, T-Rex. So we're gonna wrap up here fairly quick.
Love you guys. Don't be a doofus. And don't forget to put out the disclaimer for the American Doofus Show that all
that everything's on here is not from me. Yeah.
Okay.
I need.
Right.
Hey, no, T-Rex. I got something. I got two things. We still don't have body cam footage from what happened in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and there is audio from the dispatcher that the guy was shot in the back. He was not trying to run over police. He was shot in the back. We had body cam footage the night of the shooting of the 15-year-old little girl. 3 days later, we don't have anything from North Carolina. And that's not transparency.
Yeah, we're in a war, and we have to realize that. So like I said, if I ever get pulled over and the bullshit starts, just take me in. I'm a prisoner of war, because I realize I'm not a fool. And the rest of the black people need to wake up as well and realize that. And this is no funny. This is when the Nazis and the Jews, if they had done something different, things would have turned out different. And it's time for us to wake up and do some shit about it, period.
Okay. Yeah, I was asked the other night.
Take care. Love you. Thanks for having me on tonight.
All right. Take care of yourself, man. All right.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you, guys. We will do this again. We got,
later, Andy.
Thank you. All respect to all you guys. Thank you both. We'll see you next time. This has been the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Some excellent conversation. We got some things out there that are going to spark some conversations. And I appreciate you all watching, as always. Please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. And if you want to support the show, it's $ American Doofus through Cashapp. And if you want to email, the email is americandufus@gmail.com. One thing I wanted to get out, and I couldn't get out because the phone was dying there. But one thing I wanted to get out was that the law in Oklahoma that I was referencing, the law in Oklahoma that had just passed was a law that if you are driving a car and you strike a protester, you cannot be found guilty. You're immune. Oh. Yeah, you're immune for strike. Hey, T-Rex, you're immune for striking a protester. Yeah. So I just wanted to get that out, man. So, hey, again.
We're there, man.
All right.
We're there. Nazi Germany, we are there. All right.
Later. All right. Talk to you later. I love you all. Thank you all for watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. And it's a dark world. Try to be a light. My name's Barry Welsh. Thank you for watching. Until next time.